Make your way onto your mat and find a nice, easy, comfortable seat. You can go ahead and grab any props that might help you in your restorative practice. A block, a bolster, maybe a blanket to put underneath your sits bones here, just for a little bit of elevation. And as you find this really easy, comfortable seat, try not to make it too complicated. Okay, settle in, no need for any work, any engagement quite yet. Just let the shoulder blades slide down the back, a baby tuck of the chin, and breathe. So in the restorative practice, we focus much more on just creating space in the body, space in the mind, right, where we really need it, and less on vigorous pushing of the body or anything like that. Nice, easy, long, deep, full breaths to begin. I like to use these first few opening breaths to just sort of reset and to bring myself into a mindset that's preparing for the practice, right, to cue the body of what's coming next. And then go ahead and lean back. Wiggle your blanket or your bolster out from underneath you. And if you have a blanket, you can go ahead and roll it a couple times in like a hot dog. And then place the blanket underneath your knees. Soles of the feet come together. Gently lower yourself down, Supta Baddha Konasana. So the blanket is here to support your knees, and really gravity does the rest of the work. Hands can come to your heart, to your belly, maybe one to each, or anywhere that feels good and easy and open. So bringing the focus much more on just a place of relaxation and letting gravity do the work, rather than any pulling or tension that might be hanging out in the hips. See if you can let those guys soften. Let the shoulder heads roll down towards the mat. Let the face, the jaw, that little space in between your eyebrows that likes to furrow, let it soften. Let it ease. Let it relax. This is one of those postures that I could stay in forever. So take as many breaths as you need. In my restorative practice, I like to focus on a minimum of 10 full, deep ujjayi breaths in each and every posture. But that can be changed and can be whatever you need it to be in that day. Right? Sometimes we don't have time for a full big practice, so modify as necessary. Use your hands to gently guide your inner thighs back together. And then grab your blanket and just scooch it off to the side. You'll need it later. Release your left leg long, and then pull your right knee way up into the chest. Give it a nice big hug, big squeeze. And just rock around a little bit on that right side. Find your way, explore your way into the hip joint. So the ball and socket joint of the hip is shaped differently for all of us. So just see where that space is, where the energy might be getting stuck for you today. You can pull the femur over towards the outside edge of the ribcage, and then pull it a little bit more in towards the center, and just see where it feels best, right? Creating some space. Focusing on pressing through the extended heel of that left leg, and just getting as long as you can. On your next inhale, draw your left knee into your chest, cross your right ankle over that left knee, and then pull both legs in tight towards your torso. So moving your way into reclined half pigeon, and just easing your way in again here, feeling how far is too far. If you pull your knees all the way in and your tailbone comes way off the ground, see if you can back off a little bit. Think about pressing the tailbone towards the earth and lengthening all the way through the spine. A vigorous pull with your hands on the back of your left hamstring, but allow the shoulders to soften, to relax towards the mat. It doesn't need to be an upper body workout. We're just trying to work our way into the outer hips. Moving slowly. And if you need a little bit more, you can use that right elbow to gently press the right thigh open. When you're ready, switch sides. Pull that left knee into the chest. Same thing, just sort of digging into the hip joint, Rock it around, create some space. Continue to let the shoulders soften towards the mat. Let your breathing be easy. Maybe close the eyes if it feels good. Make your way onto the second side. Pull your right knee into your chest, and this time cross the left ankle over that right thigh. Interlace the hands behind the right hamstring, and just gently pull your legs in towards your upper body. Okay, roll out the ankles, create a little bit of space, a little fluidity in there. And then breathe your way into the stretch. Maybe inhale, pull the legs in towards your upper body. And then exhale, lengthen your tailbone towards the earth. Moving with the breath, really easy, really gentle. And I like to think of each inhale and each exhale having a very specific task sometimes. It helps to keep me focused, especially when we're just working with stillness. So let those movements come with the breath, right? Don't force them. Really easy inhale, draw it in. Really easy exhale, lengthen it out. Pull both knees into the chest, give them a nice big squeeze, little rock around on the low back, work out any kinks hanging out in there. And then grab a hold of the soles of the feet, pull the thigh bones down on either side of your ribcage, and find your way into happy baby pose. So you can rock a little side to side, right? Create some space, take the happy baby name a little bit more literally. And feel the pelvis press its way down towards the earth, right? So the same as all these other postures on our back, these hip openers, think about lengthening the sacrum, the tailbone down towards the mat. And then pull the shoulders down as well, right? Plug the arm bones down to the shoulder sockets and see if you can ground there as well. And we're going to start to work our way into a little bit of hamstring stretching, right? Not going crazy, nothing too extreme, just starting smooth and simple. Plant your left foot on the ground. Knee is bent, and press your right heel up towards the sky. So reach through the heel of the foot, flex that foot. And then bring the hands to the back of the hamstring. So depending on your flexibility, you may be able to grab and wrap somewhere else. I just want you to take it easy. So I don't care if you can pull your shin all the way to your nose, right? Don't go there yet. You don't need to. Continue to press your hamstring into your hands. And think about getting as long as possible on both sides of your waist. So you might notice that that right hip wants to jack way up into your right armpit. See if you can press the right hip away from your right ear and get a little bit longer. If you feel like you've got a little bit more space, a little bit more room, you can extend your left leg out long and press through that left heel, get long through the back side of the left leg. If the top of the left thigh is popping way up off the mat, you can always bring your left hand and press the thigh bone down into the hamstring. So descend the femur way down towards the mat. Create a little bit more space for the hip flexors to open and move. And draw the right knee into the chest. And then just go ahead and switch side. Right foot finds the earth. Pull the left knee in. Wrap your hands, interlace the fingers on the back of the hamstring, and then press your left heel up towards the sky. And as you press your left heel up, continue to press your left hamstring and your left femur bone into your hands, right? So feel that press all the way forward. And that pressing forward action should help to lengthen out the side waist. Really easy, natural curve in our spine here, right? Not pressing really vigorously or too actively the low back into the mat. Just let it be smooth and natural. If you know that you tend to hyperextend a little bit in the legs, keep a tiny micro bend in the knee and try not to lock out. Right, so pull that left shin towards your face and press the left thigh bone, the very top of the left thigh, towards the wall in front of you. Extend the right leg long if you took it on the first side. And then just breathe. We'll spend about 5 more breaths here. Big, expansive inhales. Full, complete exhale. When you finish up your last breath there, pull the knees into chest, make your way into happy baby one more time. And then keep a hold of the right heel, extend the left leg nice and long, so half happy baby. And that left thigh is going to want to pop up off the ground here again. That's okay. It doesn't matter if the left heel touches the ground. Just keep reaching all the way through the foot. Get nice and long through the hamstring, the back of the left leg. Or you can also bend the left leg, place the foot flat on the floor. Either variation, totally fine. Left arm can come to the top of the left thigh, pressing down, grounding just a little bit. Or you can reach it out long, like a T, like an airplane, and just find some balance. So notice if all your weight is drawing way over to the right side if you're collapsing over. So you can ground the left hip bone just a little bit more. Even balance in the low back and the sacrum. And use this really slow, easy breath to cue your body to relax, to let go, right? We have a lot of tension that just hangs out and stays in there, so see if you can let it soften, let it release. You don't need it right now. Pull the left knee into the chest, come back to happy baby, find a little bit of balance, and then keep a hold of that left foot, extend the right leg nice and long. You might notice that your body is a little wonky one side or the other, and that's totally normal, right? Most of us are not completely balanced or totally symmetrical. Be okay with that. Right? Instead of worrying about finding the exact same amount of stretch or the exact same amount of aesthetic posture on both sides, just find the same amount of effort, right? Same amount of breath, same amount of room and space. Halfway there, just about 4 or 5 more breaths here. Continuing to balance out. Work your way into those hips. Pull your right foot up and in to another happy baby. Rock a little back and forth. And then hug the knees into the chest and gently roll over to a little ball on the right side of your mat. So ease your way over. And then use the strength of your arms to press your way up. Make your way into a comfortable seat. Grab a hold of your blanket if you want to use that as a little bit of elevation underneath your sit bones. You can fold it up, create the height that you need. You can also use a block or a bolster here as well. Whatever fits your flexibility, your practice today, make it happen, right? Props are our friends. Learn to love them. Grab a hold of your strap. You're going to make your way into Paschimottanasana. So extend both legs out long. Press through the heels. Take a nice big inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, start to crawl the hands forward, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then as you reach nice and long, if you can make your way to grab the soles of the feet, go ahead and do it. For this practice today, especially because we're really focusing on just a little bit of ease, right, and not pushing it, I'm going to go ahead and use a strap, loop it around the balls of the feet, grab a hold in each hand, and then just gently choke up on the strap. Find a comfortable distance and pull. Right, use the breath just like everything else that we do to help ease you into this posture, ease you into this deep stretch. Continue to press through the heels, and notice if you feel the stretch behind your kneecaps at any moment, just go ahead and put a little tiny micro bend in the knees. And continue to lift the kneecaps so the quadriceps engage. That way we can release the hamstrings a little bit more safely and a little bit more effectively. Good. Each inhale lengthens your spine, and each exhale pulls you a little bit deeper. Resisting the urge to just collapse that forehead down to the shins, right? Doesn't matter. You want a nice, strong sensation, not struggle. So find a place of ease. Inhale, rise your way back up. Unwind your strap. And then keep the right leg straight. Pull the left foot into the inner right thigh. Come into Janu Shirshasana. So this one looks a lot like tree pose, but seated. If you're using the strap, go ahead and continue that work here. Again, inhale, lengthens. Exhale, pulls you forward. Drawing the torso over that right thigh. And continuing to push the left foot into the inner right thigh. And if you have any knee pain here, you feel like you need a little bit more engagement in that left leg, you can take your strap and you can wrap it up a few times and then place it into the crook of your knee. And then as you place it there, squeeze it together so the leg stays super active. Continue to press the whole left foot into the inner right thigh. stopping it wherever your body tells you to today. Use your inhale, walk your way back upright. Unwind your strap, and then switch sides. Extend the left leg long, pull the right foot into the inner left thigh, Janu Shirshasana. Continue to press through the left heel, straighten that left leg. Loop the strap if you took it on the first side, and then use that breath again, work your way down into your depth of the stretch. Inhale, lengthen, really long through the spine. Exhale, fold forward as you empty all the air out. Remembering that you don't have to automatically go to your deepest variation. If you do, you'll be stuck there for 10 breaths. So ease your way in. Let each of those exhales carry you a little bit deeper. And don't worry what it looks like. Worry more about what it feels like. Finish up your last few breaths on the side, and then as you come back upright, we're going to switch sides and set up for Marichiyasana. So extend the right leg out long, press through the heel, flex the toes back towards your nose, and then pull your left knee into your chest. Set that left foot flat on the floor, and take a look down. Make sure you have an even amount of space between the two legs so that they're right at hip-width distance. You don't need to bring that left foot right in to touch the right inner thigh. Make it be natural, so that you have space to bring your torso on the inside of the left thigh. Loop your strap around that right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, continue to lean and hinge forward. Your left knee is going to want to splay out to the side. That's okay. Just continue to think about hugging that inner thigh, that knee up towards the left shoulder. And ground the left big toe, ground all four corners of that left foot. As you make your way through 10 breaths, rise your way up, switch sides. So pull the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg long. Take a quick check-in with that right foot, make sure it's right in front of the hip joint, rather than hugging way in towards the left inner thigh. Create some space for your body, and then work the whole torso on the inside of that right thigh. Loop the strap, inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, get nice and long through the whole spine, and then exhale, start to hinge forward. Inhale, creating a little bit more space. Exhale, moving into that space. Letting the breath do the work for you. Trying not to force it. Not to move any quicker than you need to. Go ahead and grab your strap, make your way back up to a seat. Extend both legs out long, give them a little shake, bring some blood flow back in. And then make your way into Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet come together, knees splay out wide. And for this first one, just pull those heels way in up towards the pubic bone, as close in as you can while you can still press the feet together. Inhale, lengthen forward. And then exhale, hinge. You can use the elbows to actually press the inner legs down, open the hips. Continuing to press all four corners of the feet together. Maybe even splaying the toes out wide, give them a little space. Wiggle them out, unwind, undo all the work that they do sitting in shoes all day long. And then ease your way up and find your way into a longer Baddha Konasana. So instead of that really tight, almost butterfly shape, make it into more of a baseball diamond. You can take your block and place that on top of your feet, and then a blanket or a bolster on top of that to pad. So depending on your flexibility, you may need to build up a nice big fort, or you may not need anything at all, so experiment. And then once you've got a height that feels good, just relax, hinge forward, let the forehead rest on that block, blanket, or on your feet. Let the palms splay open. And just let everything fall towards the earth. So it may not feel like much at first, but we're going to be here for a little while longer, and this is definitely a posture you can stay in for quite a while. So just let the stretch come slowly. Let it happen. Let the tension in your low back unwind. Those outer hips start to loosen. Just close the eyes. Breathe into the posture. Completely release, completely relax. Remember, you can stay in this posture as long as you like. I could personally stay here for 10-15 minutes. But when you're ready, press your way back upright. Set your block and your blanket to the side. You can actually take your blanket and set it behind you, use it for a little bit of a pillow for our next posture. And then just bend the knees, set the feet flat on the floor, grab a hold of the backs of your hamstrings, and gently ease your way down, roll your way all the way onto your spine. Grab a hold of your strap, and then loop the strap around the sole of your right foot. Press that right foot way up towards the sky. So just like how we started our hamstring stretching on either side earlier in this class, find that same position. Notice if anything has changed, right? If you feel a little bit more space, more room in the body. Continue to press all the way up through the back side of the leg. And then stick with the left foot flat on the floor like you did when we first did this, or if you've got the room, the space, extended out nice and long. This time just taking the posture a little bit deeper as you inhale, pull the shin towards your nose. And exhale, press that right femur bone back towards the hamstrings, descend it into the hamstrings, and then lengthen out the right side of the waist. So taking the stretch a little bit deeper this time around, and really focusing on descending the right femur bone into the hamstring. And instead of just pressing that hand into the top of the right thigh and externally rotating the leg, try to press it straight, so you're actually pressing right towards the front of the room. Continue to stay easy and soft in the shoulders and in the face. Notice if you're grimacing, clenching your jaw, or anything like that is cropped up. And just focus more on the sensations. Like, how does this stretch feel right now for you? What's different? Slowly walk that left foot back in. Unwind the strap from the right, and switch sides. Pull the left knee into the chest, and then press that left foot up towards the sky. Extend all the way through the back side of the leg. Flex the toes back towards your nose. And exploring here, right? Each side's going to be different. It's normal. Continue to press your left thigh bone forward. Get a little bit more space in that left side waist. Notice if it's creeping way up, right? If you pull that shin way towards your face, all the way down, it's going to hike up, right? We have to let go of the ego a little bit, rein it back in, and find a place where the true even stretch really is. And staying really active in the arms, right, for a big strong pull, without tensing up the shoulders, without letting those shoulder blades lift away from the earth. Softening the back of the neck down towards the mat as well. Good, couple more breaths here. Pull that left shin towards your face. Press the left thigh bone forward, so draw it away. Last 2 breaths. And then when you finish up side 2, gently set your strap to the side. And then pull the knees up, and you're going to think frog, but on your backs. So turn the inside arches of the feet, that inside inseam of the feet, so it faces up towards the sky. Toes turn out, externally rotating, facing towards either side of your room. And then the knees splay out wide. You can bring the hands to the inner thighs or to the outer thighs for a little bit of support, or you can just let them rest and relax. This is going to be a tiny baby bit of core work and a little bit more of hugging the inner thighs together while we open. Couple more breaths here. Resist the urge to bulge up in the belly or to lose the breath. Thinking about inhaling. And then with every exhale, draw those front ribs down and in. A couple more, almost there. The soles of the feet have mysteriously started to point up towards the sky, so if you continue to point them forward, inseams point up, toes spin out. Good. Let the knees splay wide. A couple more breaths. When you're ready, use the hands to press those thighs together. Give them a nice big squeeze, and then gently roll over to the right side of your mat. Ease your way up to a seat. And then spin around, grab some of your props to take with you, your block and your blanket, and pull or drag your mat over to a wall. So a wall free of anything that's going to get in your way, some nice easy space. And we're going to go ahead and take the same posture, that same frog shape with our legs, but we're going to put the soles of the feet against the wall this time. So you have a little bit more support, there's a little bit less musculature actually involved, and you can just instead enjoy the stretch a little bit. I know that enjoying frog is easier said than done, right? So see if you can just relax. Use a blanket or a bolster behind your head. Find some comfort, right? So let everything be easy and soft so that you can just focus on releasing and relaxing. Draw out those breaths a little bit longer. Maybe find a little longer pauses between the inhale and the exhale. As you walk your feet down the wall, continue to spin the toes out, and the heels stay in line with the knees. So it's almost like a really deep squat position, like goddess pose, but on your back. And then hands go anywhere. Belly to your side. If the shoulders are particularly tired, maybe it might feel good to reach those arms way overhead. And just close the eyes. Any postures at the wall are a great excuse to just be, relax. A little bit of creative napping. Spend about 10, maybe 15 breaths here, depending on how much time you have in your practice today. When you're ready to move on, go ahead and lean those knees over to the right, and then grab your block. Place your block right up next to the wall, and then you're going to scoot your sacrum to sit right on top of the block. So Viparita Karani at the wall. So you're elevating those hips, getting all the nice benefits of inversions, right? Reversing the blood flow within the circulation, the heart, a little bit of a break, right? Always having to pump in the same direction without having to do a handstand or headstand or anything crazy like that. See if even in the transition you can continue to let the upper body be soft. Gaze, the jaw, stay nice and relaxed. Another 10, maybe 15 breaths here. Letting the rest of your day, of the world, sort of melt away. As you just totally relax. Let the blood drain out of those feet. Let the heart, the belly be soft. You want to slide the feet down the wall, bring them into Baddha Konasana, little extra bonus hip opening. Just let that happen. Slide them down really easy, no drama. Continue to breathe and soften. Ready, gently press the inner thighs back together. Let the hips slide off over to the right. Scoot your block out of the way. You can hang it on your right side for as long as you like. Go ahead and press your way up to a comfortable seat. Taking a moment to come back to center, to observe any changes, any shifts in your body or mind. Even just the heart rate, a little bit slower, breath, a little bit easier. Taking one last big, full, deep inhale through the nose, and open the mouth, let it out. Closing your practice, taking a moment to find some gratitude, some self-love for your able body, your strong mind, and your steady breath. Namaste.